So, hi, I wanted to take a second of your day to just explain to you about your own thoughts. So what I mean is that you have certain thoughts that have quite a bad influence on your mental health. And these thoughts, I describe them, and the people that I talk with, these professionals, they describe it as crows. And these crows are thoughts that have a bad influence on the way you feel. So everybody has them, but some people have more crows than others. For example, I myself have quite a lot of them. And why I'm telling you this is because, like I said, everybody has them. You probably have them too. And what it means is that you have these thoughts and you are convinced that they are the truth, but they're not quite the truth, and they make you feel bad. And they often have a real large influence on your daily life and how you feel. And that's why I wanted to explain to you how these things work. So these thoughts, these crows, they're they're made in your past, and in the past they probably protected you for something, or someone convinced you that they are true. But today they're not true. And an example of these things is, for example, is that you are convinced of yourself that you are not good enough or you're not smart enough, for example. And a typical example is I saw it with my own friends, is that they tell themselves, yes, I'm not smart enough for mathematics. I'm not smart enough to understand calculus, for example. And then what they end up failing calculus, not because they're not smart enough, but just because they convince themselves, yeah, I'm not smart enough, so I'm not going to study as hard, or I will never be able to do it. I will never be able to understand it. And that's, even though they put a lot of effort into it, they don't believe in themselves, and they fail. But the thing is that we all know this example, but it goes way further than this only. But the thing is with mental health is that a lot of these things are like influences by these crows. And like I said, with some people these crows are so huge, and people start believing them, that they're really the truth, that they really put you down. And that's, for example, how I see depression, is that people with depression have these huge crows, and then they're daily telling them, yeah, you're not good enough, you shouldn't go out, people don't like you, and they keep telling you this stuff, and you believe in it. So that's why you distance yourself, because you believe in these crows, and that's why you're gonna act on it. And so these crows cannot do you anything, but it's the way you react to the crows that influences your life. See what I mean? So that's why, and that's a bit the butterfly effect, is that a thought can be this big, it can be very small, but it can have a huge influence on how you react to it. And that's can be way larger than the initial thought, you see? So a thought can be very influential on your life. So because if I'm convinced, a stupid example, but if I'm convinced, oh yes, this weather is too cold to sport, then only that small thought can have an influence that I don't go out or not. You see? So your own thoughts, and these, especially these crows, the thoughts that have a negative influence on your life, can be very influential. And that's why I want to take with you this short video just to explain you these thoughts. And also now a first exercise is then think about even today, because probably the chances are quite big that you had a thought like this, a crow in your life today, that you think is the truth, but actually has a bad influence on your health, and that may be not even the truth, but you are convinced that it's the truth. You see, it's very hard, but when you see these crows, and for example, today it was mine, is that one of my crows is that I think I'm not good enough, or for example, that I'm not athletic enough. And so you start believing them, but when you realize, oh fuck, this is a crow, this is not a normal thought of mine, this is not a rational thought, it is just a crow, then you can shoot it. And I mean, really, and imagine yourself with a huge American shotgun, take it, and when you see the crow, you can shoot it, you can blast them all out of the sky, but you have to realize first where they are. And that's why we need this exercise. You need to realize is that some of these thoughts, even with depressed people, are really just you yourself convincing yourself of something. And that's why we call them crows. And the thing is, what I really want to press this, is that for you, it's the reality. So if you're convinced that you are not smart enough for mathematics, it's your reality, and that becomes huge. And that's why if you believe in these crows, they become bigger, and that's how people become depressed, because it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because if you think, when people don't like me, then you will take distance from the people, and then actually it will confirm that feeling, and then these crows will become bigger and bigger, and they will become harder to identify because you think that this is the reality, but in fact it's just a huge crow, but you cannot see around it anymore. That's why I want to just take a second and think about it. How do I have these thoughts even today that I maybe, oh fuck, that make me feel like worse about myself? And that can maybe you can think you can find your own first crow, and you can take your fucking shotgun and shoot it. Because that's the best thing, is that these crows won't go away. It's just where they are. But if you can find them, then you can shoot them, and they lose all their power. Because that's the thing. They themselves, the crows, your thoughts, yeah, they cannot do anything. But if you believe in them, then they have power. But if you realize that they're crows and you stop believing in them, yeah, then they lose all their power. So they won't go away. They will always try to annoy you and say stuff to you. Some people also call it the voices in your head. But and crows, it's a nicer reference, I think. But the thing is that, so if you stop believing in them and you stop giving them energy, it can actually improve your life a lot. And it helped me a lot. So I'm not, like I said in every video, I'm not a psychologist, but it helped me a lot because a psychologist told this to me, and it helped me a lot in my life, because I realized that I had a lot of crows, and I still have a lot of crows, and they have a huge influence on my life, and because I'm convinced of certain things, and I think that's the truth, and it negatively affects my life in huge parts, and it's academically, it's on relations, it's my self-esteem, it's everywhere. These crows are everywhere, and the thing is, you can also just, if you can find them, you can shoot them. That's the great thing about it. So, but it's very hard to find them, honestly, because if you don't think about it, you just consciously, you just believe them because it's your truth, because they're based on your past. But okay, that was a short video. If you like this and I can explain it even more, I can also explain my crows and how it affected me. But this was just a short video to first realize that you have crows, that everyone has them. It's like a part of our nature, I would say. And that you can fucking shoot them. That's a great thing about it, because these crows are very fucking annoying. And that's why I hope you understand this video, like my other video with I like to create analogies to make it easier to understand. So these are the crows. Last time it was the firefighters, and these are the crows. So in time we're building towards like a whole empire of things. But it's just my way of trying to explain, and it's my way of trying to explain to you and also to myself how our body works and our mind works, and crows is a large part of it. So I hope you understand, and I hope you understand how big this influence can be on your life. So okay, that's it. If you like the video, then let me know, and if I can do something or explain it in another way, I will gladly do it. Ciao.